What if I told you the most romantic holiday in the world, filled with roses, chocolates, and candlelight dinners, was inspired by a man who was beaten, imprisoned, and executed not for love poems, not for flowers, but for defying an emperor? This is not the sweet commercial story you've heard. This is the real story, layered in mystery, courage, rebellion, and sacrifice. Who was Saint Valentine really? Was he a secret priest performing forbidden marriages, a miracle worker who healed a jailer's daughter? Or is he a legend built from multiple forgotten martyrs? Tonight we uncover the truth behind the man whose name became synonymous with love. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're stepping into ancient Rome, into a world of emperors, persecution, forbidden faith, and a love story that ended in blood, but echoed through centuries. This is the story of Saint Valentine. To understand Valentine, you have to understand Rome in the 3rd century. The Roman Empire was unstable. Civil wars, foreign invasions, economic collapse. Emperors rose and fell rapidly, sometimes within months. Around the year 268 AD, a man named Claudius II became emperor. Claudius II, Gothicus. He was known as Claudius the Goth, a tough military leader focused on strengthening Rome's army. And according to later legends, Claudius believed something very specific. Single men made better soldiers. Why? Because married men were emotionally attached. They hesitated. They feared death more. They wanted to return home. So, as the story goes, Claudius banned young men from getting married. No weddings, no official unions. Love was not illegal. Marriage was. Somewhere in Rome lived a Christian priest named Valentine. Now here's where things get complicated. Historical records suggest there may have been more than one Valentine, possibly 2 or even 3 early Christian martyrs with that name. But the most popular legend centers on one priest. Saint Valentine. Valentine believed marriage was sacred, not just a social contract, but a holy covenant. So when young couples came to him, heartbroken and desperate, he married them in secret, at night, in hidden rooms, away from Roman eyes. Imagine the tension, whispers, candles flickering, footsteps echoing in dark corridors, 2 young people standing before a priest, knowing they could all be arrested. Valentine didn't do this for fame. He did it because he believed love was stronger than fear. But Rome was watching. Eventually, Valentine was discovered. He was arrested and brought before Emperor Claudius. Now here's where the legend shifts tone. Some stories say Claudius actually liked Valentine at first. Valentine was intelligent, compassionate, convincing. He allegedly attempted to convert the emperor to Christianity. That did not go well. Christianity at the time was still persecuted. Refusing to worship Roman gods was considered dangerous rebellion, so Claudius ordered Valentine imprisoned. Inside prison, something unexpected happened. According to tradition, the jailer had a daughter who was blind. Valentine befriended her. They spoke often. He encouraged her. He prayed for her. And then, legend says, a miracle occurred. Her sight was restored. Whether literal or symbolic, the story endures. On the night before his execution, Valentine allegedly wrote her a note signed, "From your Valentine." And just like that, a martyr's farewell became the most famous romantic signature in history. Valentine was executed on February 14th, around the year 269 AD. Beaten, then beheaded, not for romance, but for faith, for defying imperial authority, for performing marriages in secret. In the Roman Empire, public execution was meant to silence rebellion, but sometimes it creates legend instead. For centuries, February 14th was simply a Christian feast day honoring a martyr. It wasn't romantic, it wasn't commercial, it was solemn. But during the Middle Ages, something fascinating happened. In England and France, people believed that February 14th was the beginning of birds' mating season. Yes, birds. Poets began associating the date with romance. And then came one of the most influential writers in history, Geoffrey Chaucer. Chaucer wrote poems linking Saint Valentine's Day with romantic love. Over time, literature reshaped memory. The martyr became a symbol of romance. The execution became a love story. By the 18th and 19th centuries, exchanging handwritten love notes became popular. By the 20th century, cards, chocolate, roses, jewelry, an entire global industry. Today, Valentine's Day generates billions of dollars worldwide. In countries across Europe, America, Asia, even places far removed from ancient Rome, February 14th is associated with affection. And yet, most people celebrating it don't know about Claudius, or persecution, or secret marriages. They don't know about a prison cell, or a blind girl, or a final letter. They know flowers, but history remembers sacrifice. Here's the honest truth. Historians still debate the details. There were multiple early Christian martyrs named Valentine. Records from the 3rd century are limited. Some elements are likely legend, some are likely true, but whether fully factual or partially myth, the story endured for nearly 1,800 years, and that only happens when a story speaks to something deeper. At its core, Saint Valentine's story isn't about chocolate, it's about conviction. It's about choosing principle over power, love over fear, faith over survival. Whether he secretly married couples, or healed a jailer's daughter, or simply refused to renounce his beliefs, his name became eternal. And maybe that's the real legacy, because sometimes the most powerful love stories aren't the ones that end happily, they're the ones that cost everything. If you enjoy uncovering the real stories behind the world's biggest holidays and historical myths, subscribe, because history is never as simple as we're told. And if this story surprised you, let me know in the comments. Did you know the darker side of Valentine's Day?